Numbers 6 to 9.
Victims' Rights Amendment Bill, third reading. Children, Young Persons and Their Families Amendment Bill number 4, third reading. Parole Amendment Bill number 2, third reading. Sentencing Amendment Bill number 2, third reading.
The Honourable Judith Collins.
I move that the Victims' Rights Amendment Bill, the Children, Young Persons and Their Families Amendment Bill number 4, the Parole Amendment Bill number 2 and the Sentencing Amendment Bill number 2 be now read a third time. These four bills have been divided from the Victims of Crime Reform Bill. The Victims of Crime Reform Bill is an additional step in the Government's work programme to reduce the impact of crime on victims. The bill improves how victims of crime experience the justice system and makes the system more responsive to their needs. The bill is an omnibus bill which strengthens existing legislation for victims of crime. It amends the Victims' Rights Act of 2002 and the Children, Young Persons and Their Families Act 1989, the Parole Act 2002 and the Sentencing Act 2002. Over the last year, the Government has introduced other legislation focused on protecting New Zealanders from violence and supporting victims. The Crimes Amendment Act No. 3 was enacted to strengthen offences relating to violence against children. The safety of protected people will also be increased via the Domestic Violence Amendment Act 2013. There are currently two bills before the House which are focused on victims of serious offences. The Public Safety, Public Protection Orders Bill, currently before Select Committee, will introduce civil detention orders to protect the public from serious sexual or violent offending. The Victims' Orders Against Violent Offenders Bill will introduce non-contact orders for victims of very serious offences. This Government has introduced specialist court service victims advisors for victims of sexual violence across New Zealand. This is funded by an offender levy, which also funds another 14 entitlements and services for victims of serious offences. In my role both as a Member of Parliament and before that as a lawyer, I have spoken with many victims who have encountered distressing experiences as they are excluded from key parts of the justice system. I believe very firmly, Mr. Speaker, that courts must surely be there for the provision of justice for those who seek justice, not for the providers of services. This bill gives victims the opportunity to be more involved in the criminal justice process and helps to ensure that they are better informed about their rights. In particular, the bill makes changes to victim impact statements that will give victims greater freedom to express their feelings in their own words and allow victims of serious offences to read their statements in court. Under the bill, photographs and drawings may also be submitted in victim impact statements. The bill increases the accountability and responsiveness of government agencies providing services to victims. It requires agencies to deal with complaints from victims promptly and fairly. Each agency must report on complaints they receive from victims. The bill also requires the Ministry of Justice to develop a Victims' Code. The Victims' Code will provide victims with information on the services available, their rights and the duties and responsibilities of government agencies with criminal and youth justice obligations. The Code will make government agencies more accountable in their provision of services to victims of crime, increase victims' awareness of their rights and improve access to information. Meeting the needs of victims of crime is central to the Government's objectives and direction for the justice sector. The Victims of Crime Reform Bill represents a significant step in improving the experience of victims as they, through no fault of their own, must encounter the justice system. Mr. Speaker, I commend this legislation to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Andrew Little.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and malole sofoa. In this, the Samoan Language Week, it's a pleasure to rise and take a call on this, the third reading of the Victims' Rights Amendment Bill. Mr. Speaker, I note, following the Minister's address to the